Huawei's ability to adapt is honestly incredible. In just 2 generations, they've locked in a steady rhythm of releasing 2 major updates every year. And now, it's finally time for the Mate lineup to take the stage. This round, we get the 2nd-gen Harmony OS imaging system, a 50-megapixel dual telephoto setup, Harmony OS 6, brand new AI features, and those new small wings. You can tell Huawei isn't holding back this time, so how does it actually perform? A quick shout out to my tech partner from China for sharing this video. A big thank you for making this possible. Hey everyone, it's Maiky from techmaiky. If you love staying updated with the latest gadgets, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our exciting tech content. Even before launch, the dual ring design was already making waves. The main reason is pretty straightforward. This year's model uses a full metal body, so Huawei carved out a section on the back for the wireless charging module. And just to clarify, it's not a MagSafe style magnetic charger. How do you feel about this look? Do you think it'll grow on you? The design style has shifted too. Instead of the softer curves from the past 2 generations, this one leans toward a tougher, more squared aesthetic. The sharp edges and Zico bumps are polished with a high-gloss cut. And if you look carefully, the whole ring is actually formed by antenna lines. The back panel is also pretty unique. Its micro-textured finish catches the light beautifully and doesn't pick up fingerprints. Price-wise, the value isn't as aggressive as last year. The Mate 80 Pro Max starts at 799.99 yuan in China, which is roughly 853 pounds in the UK and around $1130 in the US. What's your take on that? Still, the Pro Max does pack some serious upgrades this time around. Alright, I've been itching to jump into the first major highlight, the camera system. On the hardware side, Huawei's setup is about as close to perfect as you can get. The Pro Max comes with 4 cameras, 1 40-megapixel ultra-wide and 3 50-megapixel sensors. Having dual 50-megapixel telephoto lenses is something you almost never see, not just from Huawei, but from any flagship phone. The Red Wind primary color camera has also received a huge upgrade. This 2nd-generation Red Wind sensor makes an impressive entrance. Take a look at this sample shot. On the iPhone, the balloon in the highlights turns noticeably blue. Meanwhile, the Mate 80 Pro Max not only stays sharp, but also captures layers and texture extremely clearly. Look at the warm light on the ground, the clouds, the sign text. The difference is obvious. The iPhone's text even looks bold. If I hadn't compared them side by side, I would have assumed the Huawei shot was unremarkable, but it actually carries a ton of detail. You can really see the tuning changes in this generation. The Mate 80 Pro Max does a great job capturing the leather seat, the mural behind it, and the flower basket. Both phones aim for a bold visual style instead of simply copying reality. Accuracy is the foundation of everything, but I'm curious, which one looks better to you? The telephoto setup here is different from the Pure 80 Ultra. This one uses a 4x lens and a 6.2x lens. Interestingly, the camera defaults to 4x and 10x zoom, but if you double tap the 4x button, it switches to the native 6.2x. Let's see how it performs in extreme conditions. And while testing, I noticed something kind of wild. Huawei's cloud-enhanced AI actually removes the artificial look that typical AI algorithms create. For example, when I snapped a shot, the text looked slightly blurry due to the local processing, but after uploading it to the cloud, it was restored with clear edges. The cloud AI also feels more neutral and avoids that painted effect. In these comparisons, it's also clear that the iPhone's so-called multi-camera consistency struggles in photo mode. The entire image leans green, and it's pretty noticeable. Meanwhile, the 2nd-gen Red Wind camera, which couldn't achieve this level of cleanliness before, now handles it effortlessly. It's a real step up. So how about video? What surprised me most was the dynamic range. One night, I was filming lanterns in Nantou Old Town, and the difference between what my eyes saw and what the camera captured was shocking. Even after moving just a few steps, the Mate 80 Pro Max still showed noticeably better range. The ultra-high dynamic range definitely lives up to the claim. Another big highlight for this generation is movie mode. At first glance, it looks limited because it only shoots at 1080p 30 FPS. But don't let that fool you. This mode lets you adjust X-Mage color styles, focus, aperture, and even stabilization after recording. You can also switch between HDR and different lenses. Basically, you capture the scene first and customize everything later. If this feature is turned on, you don't need to switch modes when recording people, pets, anything. You can add bokeh afterward directly in the gallery. X-Match styles are also adjustable in post, giving you a ton of flexibility. Say I originally chose a film style, but later the vibe doesn't fit anymore. No problem. Just tap the X-Mage option, undo the style, and switch to something else. It's incredibly practical, and I really like where this is heading. The priority is always to capture the moment. Getting the shot is better than missing it. But what's even better is that this format preserves most of the original info. With normal JPEG, you often don't get much room to adjust. With RAW, you get flexibility but lose the fast processing, and editing becomes a chore. I'd call this new mode something like a third format between JPEG and RAW. Fast to shoot, loaded with detail, and super easy to edit later. You can finish shooting, head home, take your time adjusting everything, and then share it online without any stress. The screen brightness on this year's Mate 80 Pro Max is honestly on another level. When I was taking sample shots that afternoon, the sun was blazing. The Mate 70 Pro from last year was already pushed to its max, but the Mate 80 Pro Max still stayed clearly visible without breaking a sweat. The reason is simple. It uses a dual-layer OLED panel. Huawei calls it the super bright and clear screen. We also measured its peak brightness, and let me tell you, it's impressive. And I have to talk about the AI emoji feature. I'm obsessed with it. Huawei calls it AI expressions. For example, if you take a photo of your friend, the phone can instantly generate little phrases like oops, pouting, blushing, or even a playful wink. It's surprisingly fun. Imagine I'm in the middle of a game and suddenly I remember, wait, my cat's out of food, but I don't want to quit the game or I'll forget. Now I can just say, order another batch of cat food. The phone searches my previous purchases, finds the right item, adds it to my cart, and takes me straight to checkout. And what's even crazier is that this AI can actually learn new actions. You can tell it to learn how to complete a face shoe check-in through the help function. It opens the app, closes the ad, gets hit with another ad on the homepage, reopens the app again, and tries the check-in. It observes, learns, and then even says something like, "Let me try it myself. I've been searching forever but can't find it." Before this, I couldn't get it to clock in at all. When answering calls, the phone even recognizes which hand I'm holding it with. If I use my right hand, the virtual armrest appears on the right. If I switch to my left, it moves to the left. What's wild is that it doesn't rely on screen touch or hand shadows. My hand didn't even touch the display, and my phone wasn't tilted differently, but it still recognized it correctly. And since this is Huawei's flagship model, they've paid special attention to the business-oriented features too. See these little holes here? They're designed to improve call quality. Plus, with the new production control algorithm, even if I'm chatting inside an elevator, I won't hear the other person's voice cutting out. Then there's a part that felt like a mini plot twist. Honestly, is there anyone who hasn't heard about it by now? If you haven't, maybe it's better you don't know. There's also a new outdoor exploration mode. You can import third-party trail files like GPX, and it even predicts signal quality along the route. Classic Huawei, they just won't let go of their obsession with good signal reception. And when there's no network at all, besides the satellite calling and texting they already offered, now the phone can even fetch weather updates by satellite. You can also make emergency calls without internet. When will they let us play Star Flash online games next? It'll feel like going back to the school computer lab days. As for the system software, I did a quick compatibility test. Out of the 116 apps I normally use on my main phone, only one, yes, just one, didn't work after switching. That's over 99% compatibility. And the app that didn't work, FlashTube, is the only exception so far. I also ran King of Glory at 25 degrees Celsius, and the phone averaged 199.9 FPS. The metal body helps a lot with heat dissipation too. The whole back stays evenly cool, with peak temperatures sitting around 38 degrees Celsius. So what's my overall impression of the Mate 80 Pro Max? At the very least, you can really feel that Huawei treats this phone like a true flagship. The camera system and screen are among the best they've ever put out. It carries premium features like satellite communication, upgraded call quality, noise reduction, system-level security, and an outdoor mode with low-power trail recording and navigation that supposedly can last up to 14 days. Even the tiny, easily overlooked details are taken seriously. I can't say for sure that every claim is 100% perfect, but this is my honest take. The Mate 80 Pro Max is a real flagship because after everything Huawei has gone through, they now have the strength and confidence to stick to their own path and do things their own way. All right, that's it for this video. If you found it helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really supports the channel. I'll see you in the next one.